everybody. My name is Genevieve Scholl. I'm the author of books such as Love Clause, Novel Desire, Until Death Do I Part, and The Shift. And today I'm going to be talking about my introduction to Authortube. I knew absolutely nothing about Authortube until about a month ago, and since then I've been watching every video I can find, and I love it, and I decided that I was going to try it myself. So that kind of goes into the first question. I didn't actually get tagged to do the Authortube newbie post, but I'm going to use some of the same questions because it's just easier that way. So the first question was, how did you find out about Authortube? And as I said, I didn't know anything about it. And then Lynn Howard, I will put her link in the comments, did a video, and then she did her introduction video, and I realized that Authortube's actually a thing. So since then I've been watching every author I can find, and I love them. I love the vlogs. I love videos like this. I just absolutely love it, and I wish it was done more. I wish there was more for me to watch because I'm actually running out of videos, and I'm very impatient to see new ones. So I'm just absolutely thrilled to be here. I do not have the best equipment right now. I'm still waiting on some things, and as you can tell, I'm not in the best location. I'm actually at my dining room table. That will change when the rest of my equipment comes, but this was just the best place to be for the lighting. So in the next couple of weeks you'll see some changes. The second question is, what genres do you write? And I used to write all romance. Most of what I have out now is romance, but I'm branching out into mysteries and paranormals and lots of other genres as well. My book that's going to be coming out in January of 2022 is called Two Fangs Don't Make a Fight, and that one is a supernatural hunter book, and it's going to be a whole series. I'll get more into that in a future video about that specific book, but that's really where I am right now, is the supernatural hunter series. That's the genre I'm writing in at the moment. My preferred writing tense is third person, past tense. I have tried present tense before in my book The Shift, but it wasn't my favorite, so I kind of try to stick with third person, past tense now. And part of that question, number 3, had said something about what's your favorite category. I don't really know what category means, but my novels are somewhat shorter. I'm not very good at writing, 60,000, 80,000 words. I come in somewhere between 35 and 40,000 usually. Even though I'm trying to go to 50,000, I usually don't make it, but that's my ultimate goal. So maybe someday. Number 4, I'm going to have a extended video on this in the future, but it says, are you a plotter, a pantser, or a plantser? I started out as a pantser. Most of my beginning books were just seat of the pants. I wrote what I wrote. Then with The Shift, I sort of tried to plot, but I noticed that I can't plot the whole thing because I kind of lose, I don't want to say I lose the love of the story, but I kind of lose my mindset. I kind of lose, my thought process. So I don't plot out whole books. So I consider myself now to be a plantser, which is part plotting, part seat of your pants. I plot out the important things and I write down notes when they come to me, but for the most part I just sit down and write and then make changes later. Number 5 asks about publishing. I am a self-publisher. I publish through Amazon, sometimes other websites as well, but for the most part it's Amazon. I used to, when I first started writing, I wrote 2 books called Mother's Day Murder and Father's Day Fatality, and I put them through a publisher, and unfortunately the publisher ended up being a fraud. And those books are basically gone to me. They're still available on Amazon for a ridiculous amount of price for paperback only, but I don't recommend buying them. Please don't buy them because this publisher does not deserve your money. I got to finish that series and I felt bad about that because it was a series near and dear to my heart. So maybe someday I might finish it and just post it online. I can't publish it because unfortunately they have the rights to it, but if I publish it as a blog post, there's not much they can do. The question after that talks about a publishing company and your dream publishing company. As I mentioned, I don't have a publishing company. I'm self-published on Amazon, and I don't really have a dream company. I'm working on a couple of cozy mystery books, And if I were to publish those traditionally, I would probably go with some of the publishers that other cozy mystery authors have used. I don't know their names off the top of my head, but that's probably what I would do, is I would look in other cozy mystery series, like Joanne Fluke's Hannah Swenson mysteries, or Juliet Blackwell's books, and just kind of start submitting to those publishers as a starting point, because I know that I like the covers they make, and I know I like those stories, so I feel like that they would be a good fit. Obviously, you know, there's no guarantee you're going to get accepted just because it's a cozy mystery, but it's a good starting point. Number 7 says, what can we expect from your channel? I'm going to do a lot of videos like this, face-to-face, and some vlogs, and just some other little small things. I'm going to kind of mix them together. I really love watching the vlogs, so I'm hoping I can bring those to life on my channel as well. I did do one video so far that was a vlog. It was kind of just, you know, quick, unscripted, bad quality because I used my cell phone, just to kind of get a feel of Authortube and see if it was something I would enjoy. And I did. I very much enjoyed making that video. I will put the link to that in the comments as well, but if you just go to my channel, it's the video directly before this one, because this is the first face-to-face video I've done for my channel. I have a lot of things planned, so you'll see a lot of videos, so I hope you'll subscribe and stick with me. When did I start writing? I've been writing since I was a kid. I wrote little, my mom's actually still has some of them, but I wrote little stories about like bunnies falling in love and, you know, little cutesy things. And then in 2009 is when I got Mother's Day Murder published through the Fraud Company. Let's just call it that, because if I say the name I might get in trouble. I wish I could blast them, but to be safe, let's just say the Fraud Company. And then in 2012 is when I first self-published, which was the beginning of, really, of my career. The first self-published story that I ever wrote, which kind of goes into the next question, is called Love Clause. It's the first in the Naughty North Pole novels, which are not erotica. Please don't go to my Amazon page and think just because you see Naughty North Pole that they're erotica. They are not. They are romance with sex scenes. That's just a series name. It does not mean they're erotica books. Please, just, if that's what you're looking for, don't read them, because it'll be a disappointment. Next question asks what authors have inspired my writing. I don't feel that any authors have inspired my writing as a whole, but there are some authors that I feel inspired aspects of my writing. For example, Lynn Howard, who I mentioned earlier, has really brought back the passion of writing for me. She has been very helpful in helping me find the love of writing again. I will put a link to her YouTube in the comments, so you can see all her great videos. She has been doing it for a little while now. She's got several videos, and I love them, and they're kind of what have inspired mine, even though I know she's probably annoyed by all the questions I've been asking. She says she's not, but you know. And then Tara Lynn Mosinghoff wrote books like Letters to Matt, which have inspired me to kind of improve on the emotion in my books. I've always felt that the emotion in my books has been pretty good, but I feel like when I read Tara's, mine are just junk. The amount of talent she has for bringing emotion into a story is phenomenal. I mean, I can't even describe it. You have to read her books. I will put a link to her books in the comments as well. She doesn't have a YouTube, although I'm trying to get her to make one, but I will put a link to her books in the comments so that you can check them out. And I would suggest, if you're going to read any of her books, even if it looks like it's not going to, it's going to make you cry. So have tissues. Her authors, like Arthur Conan Doyle, Dorinda Jones, James Patterson, that have inspired other parts. And I feel Arthur Conan Doyle had a grasp on character development. So I've kind of sort of taken his work as, I don't want to say inspiration because my characters are very different, but if I'm stuck on character development, his stories, or his Sherlock Holmes stories, is what I go to kind of refresh my memory on how to make a character interesting. James Patterson, for me, has really helped me put foreshadowing in my stories. I was never good at foreshadowing. I'm still working on it. It's still not perfect, but I feel James Patterson's biggest strong suit in his writing is foreshadowing, so I very much feel that he's inspired how I've started to be able to do foreshadowing. And actually, that's one of the things that I have to work on with my upcoming book after the betas are done. So hopefully I can get some stuff in there to foreshadow what happens at the end. But yeah, I feel like every author I read inspires me in some way, but I don't feel that any of them have, I don't feel my writing has spawned off of their writing. It's more of a, I read so I can be a better writer. Number 11 says, do you schedule writing sessions? Now, normally I don't. Normally it's when I have time to write, I write. I work from home, I write, I'm a cat mom, I do housework. There's a lot going on in my day, so I don't usually say I have to write, say, from 3 to 4. I just write when I can, and that changes depending on time of year and how I'm feeling and, you know, stuff like that. I really wish I could say I need to write from 3 to 4 or 2 to 4 or something, because I do feel routine is very beneficial for your writing. If you can say that that's the exact time you're going to write every day, it helps kind of get you going, and it doesn't, you don't feel like it's a job. You feel like, okay, this is the time I'm dedicating to me, to my writing, to my passion for writing. And unfortunately, I don't have that luxury right now, but that might change in the future. Talking about what I used to write. Now, I kind of mentioned this in my very first quickie video in my vlog, which, again, I will put in the comments, that I usually write the whole thing by hand first and then type it up. But I've been having a lot of hand and arm problems lately, so lately I've been definitely using the computer. And I feel that the computer gets used a lot more during cooler weather because I don't have air conditioning in my office bedroom, so it's kind of hard to work at my desk for most of the day because it gets so hot in there. It could be 70 degrees outside and it'll be 90 in that room. So I kind of use both, but I do definitely feel when autumn and winter come around, it's going to be more computer work. And the second half of that question says, where do you write? Everywhere, anywhere, anytime. I write in the living room, I write at the dining room table, which is where I am now, my desk when I can, on the floor sometimes, and I write with my phone, with pieces of paper, you know, anything I can find to write, I do it. And lastly, it says, what are you most looking forward to on Authortube? So as I mentioned, I've been watching a lot of Authortube videos, and some of them are amazing. Christy Ann Jones, you have to check her out. I'll put her link in the comments as well. Her videos are just absolutely amazing. I could watch them. I mean, I could rewatch them. That's how great they are. They're just, I don't know. She just kind of gives off a feeling with her videos, like you watch a video and you get like this overwhelming emotion, like calm or happiness. It's just, I don't know if it's the way she exudes herself or what it is, but I absolutely love her videos. So I'm kind of hoping to aspire to that. Also hoping to grow as an author, meet new people. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you have a video you'd like to see from me in the future, you can comment that, or you can just comment below, and I would love for you to be a subscriber, but I understand if you don't want to be, but I very much would appreciate and be very thankful if you were. And I also feel like that this will kind of help me return to where I was before my slump, where I wrote because I loved to write, and it wasn't like stressful or a job, or you know, I absolutely had to do it. I really want to get back to that point, because for me, being a writer is part of who I am, and when I didn't have that part, I kind of felt incomplete, and I don't want to get back to that at all. So I'm hoping that that's what's going to happen on this channel, is that talking to you, making videos is going to remind me why I became a writer in the first place. That's all the questions. I would love to hear from you in the comments. I'm going to link some other authors I've watched here in the comments or in the description, because I feel like if you're new to Authortube, you really should watch these authors to get an idea of what's been going on, you know, what kind of videos you're going to see from me for the most part. And it's so much fun to watch. I hope you guys enjoy Authortube. I hope you enjoy my videos, and I hope you'll join me for the next one.